Welcome to This Week in Crazy America with me, Reese Hancock. This week we have plucky seniors fighting a summons with a flare gun, a half-naked man guzzling wine from a speeding tanker, the KKK shopper in California dodges charges, and boozing bears have fun down in Tennessee. Now, before we get into this week's stories, take a moment to click the subscribe button and make sure you sign up for our weekly updates and also other stories and videos that we put out as they break. Now let's get right into it. There are lots of contenders for our Crazy of the Week, but the prize this week goes to two demented seniors in Florida who tried to fight off service of legal documents with a flare gun. At one level, you have to admire the pluck of 79-year-old William Nash and 75-year-old Carol Harwood. What were they thinking? I guess they were just thinking, we got to avoid these papers. We can't let them serve them on us. We've all been there. We don't know yet exactly what legal documents were being served on them. But those folks certainly weren't going down without a fight. Nonetheless, it's still a miracle that nobody got hurt in this wild confrontation. Now, running Harwood and Nash a close second for their prize was California crackpot Gabriel Moreno. Moreno hopped on the back of a speeding wine tanker this week, wearing nothing but his underwear. That's certainly one way to satisfy a raging thirst. Many of our readers were shocked by last week's story about a man who put on a KKK hood to go grocery shopping in California. Now, we didn't know what was going through his head. Of course not. Nobody else did. Obviously, a lot of people were shocked. Many people were outraged. So we promised you an update on that story, and now we've got one. The unnamed creep was told this week by San Diego's Sheriff's Department that he will not face charges. I repeat, he will not face charges. Now, that fact did upset a lot of people, as you can understand, but the Sheriff's Department determined that the man's conduct was protected free speech. That's because they interviewed him, and he told them that he was doing it, he was putting on the KKK hood because he was annoyed about COVID restrictions. So it was his way of latching out. So he won't face charges. That doesn't mean we've got to like what he did, though. Equally shocking as what that shopper in California did, but in a very different way, was the harrowing story of a female Uber driver who was forced to jump from her own speeding vehicle to evade a knife-wielding abductor this week. Poor Carolina Vargas of Nashville, that was the lady Uber driver, she broke some teeth in her daring tumble onto the roadway, but thankfully she sustained no major injuries. She's okay, albeit a little bit bloodied and bruised, recovering in the hospital. And the best news is that the creep who held her up with a knife is now in police custody, and I'm sure he'll get what's coming to him. Over in Long Island, meanwhile, investigators are trying to unravel a very disturbing and bizarre case. They're trying to figure out how a rookie off-duty NYPD cop ended up shooting his childhood best friend dead. The cop, or the rookie cop, of name of Eric Allen, 26 years old, allegedly pumped 5 rounds into his friend, Christopher Curo, a pizza delivery boy, 25 years old. Now, it's been reported that Curo was choking a third person when Allen opened fire. So as we say, there are a lot of strange circumstances around this case. It's getting a lot of attention, both in New York and across America. But we need to know more, and Crazy America is trying to find out more. We'll get back to you when we know more. The biggest loser of this week is, without a doubt, the man who allegedly treated his own mum to a battering on Mother's Day, of all days, putting her in the hospital. Thankfully, the state police in Indiana caught up with this guy, name of Jerry Archer, and he's in custody. He's got a lot of explaining to do, not least to his poor old mum, They probably won't be having Mother's Day same way next year. Anyway, let's hope they throw the book at him. Finally, this week, in an era of social distancing, the most fun social event of the week was, without question, a Bears picnic, an impromptu Bears picnic that happened down in Tennessee. The thirsty Bears broke into a log cabin in the countryside down there and made off with some folks' beers and candy. By all accounts, the Bears had themselves a ball. Well, it was a bit of a burglary, I guess, but good on them. They had some fun, and that's good to see. That's all we've got time for this week. Stay safe and healthy, and see you same time, same place next week. Bye for now.
Well, we used to know that damn